There are two subjects that I think should be taught in high school for a full year. One of them is ambition. When Barbra Streisand first hit the screen in Funny Girl, all of us were floored. Just this prodigious talent, sing, dance, act, burn up the screen, and so on. But it was about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years later when I saw her in her third or fourth movie that suddenly I realized while I was looking up at the screen that what I was watching was absolutely total ambition. Harold Clurman, after whom a theater is named in New York, a famous, legendary Broadway director, he once said, you know, I could introduce you to 100 actors who were the equivalent or better than Brando, but this guy, you know, got hit by a streetcar, and that guy was a drunk, and another guy had to go back to Omaha to take care of his ailing mother, and so on. So hard work, luck, talent, so on, and ambition. I had the great pleasure some years ago of interviewing Phyllis Diller, who in her home in L.A. on Rockingham Drive, yes, the same Rockingham Drive where O.J. claims he didn't kill anybody. Phyllis Diller was a comedian, a star, a Broadway musical star. She did Hello, Dolly for years, traveling all over the world, a star of film, television, stand-up, of course, and a gifted classical pianist. I heard her play with the Edmonton Symphony, and she was not kidding. She was sensational. So I remember interviewing her in her kitchen, which was bright red, and I was sitting at a butcher block table in the middle of the room. It didn't matter where I was because I wasn't on camera. And she was making deviled egg for both of us, which we later had, which was delicious. And the interview was going just fine until I said to her, Phyllis, when you were writing advertising copy for that small radio station in Sausalito and you were supporting 5 children on your own, did you realize that you had all this ambition? Oh my God, this is where she came to life. She just spun around, slammed the fork down on the counter, turned around and looked at me. She said, absolutely, I wanted it all and I got it all. And she wasn't kidding. I mean, she had legions of fans. She was a multi-millionaire. She lived very well. She had a wonderful time. And she was forever indebted, of course, to her great friend and mentor, Bob Hope. And by the way, there was a huge oil painting of Mr. Hope in her living room. Phyllis died at the age of 95, and no doubt she left with some great exit line on her last breath. Pickle. Without the driving machinery of ambition, there really is no accomplishment, large or small.